have no problem when guys tell me, oh, your standards are too high. Shit, no problem, because move, the guy behind you said light work. Excuse me.
Damn,
Yeah,
this girl has way too much game for me.
No, because
I'm gonna call you a Risley bear.
No, because I
it.
tell my girls, same thing as the whole, oh, if he wanted to, he would. I always say, you're not asking for too much. You're asking the wrong guy.
She's not that into you, no, I don't know why, but she's not that into you.
What up, it's your boy JValentino, and this is another fun-filled episode of She's Not That Into You, a show giving you tips on today's dating world, coming straight from the source, the beautiful women. And today we have a model entrepreneur. She's kind of a sidekick. She always calls me out on my shit, and I like that about her. She is AJ, aka Angela Jalen.
Hi.
Angela, thanks for coming by tonight. How are you?
Thank you for inviting me.
For sure.
Are you excited? Get to roast you a little bit.
She was just roasting me right now. Now she acts all shy. How you been, babe?
Good. How are you?
Good?
Mm-hmm.
Good. This is a new show. You just try to keep it simple. Let's just converse, my love. Let's just converse.
Yeah.
All right. Your ideal man. Let's get right into it.
My ideal man. There's kind of a lot of factors. I'm not too much on the physical appearance.
So looks are not a big deal to you?
No.
They're not? Mm-mm. So you could be with like a Shrek-looking dude, and it's cool?
I mean, I have my limits.
Yeah.
I would say, I don't mind a short king either, but...
Let's fucking go. What the fuck are we doing?
Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Here?
Let's not get ahead of ourselves because he definitely has to be taller than me in heels, which you're not.
Okay, we can edit that out too. It's all good. It's all good.
Oh, the laugh was terrible. Okay. Let's set it the hyena laugh. Oh.
No, it's cool. We're gonna keep
that.
That
was a really funny joke.
We're gonna keep that. That's my clap back.
Bro, please. Okay. Yeah. So I don't mind the appearance that much, but definitely I have some limits. Mm-hmm. I do prefer that he is taller than me in heels because I like to wear heels a lot. So that's for sure. Not too short. As far as tallness, that's cool. I like tall guys too.
Is there a limit on height too? Because there's girls that are like, oh my God, this last guy, he was 6'6". I had to go up on him.
No. Just pick me up, put me on your shoulder, Bookie.
Damn, okay. Dang.
No, I don't mind as far as tallness. For shortness either, love to the short kings. I just prefer, I'm 5'1". So, you just got to be taller than me in heels, which I don't think that's that hard. That's like 5'5".
Oh, yeah, I'm 6'6", so I'm a tall short king, you know what I'm saying? I'm on the tall side. I'm 66 inches tall. I don't want to brag, but I am, yeah.
It's pretty specific, yeah.
Yeah. What else?
I think, what else?
Your ideal man. Height, looks, career, style, fashion.
So I do like my men successful. I like them a little more business oriented for sure. I just prefer a guy who's gonna be more successful than me. Personally, I don't feel that feminine when a guy is doing worse than my position. So, he doesn't have to be Jeff Bezos, but definitely
Jeff Bezos, got it.
Mm-hmm. Definitely just has to make more than me. I feel like that's pretty important for me because I'm also just thinking when I date for the long term. So I'm also thinking, okay, if I have kids with this guy, if I marry him, when you get married, you kind of join, everything together, credit, all that. So I just got to make sure that he's stable and good enough to take care of me. And if he can't even take care of me, he can't take care of my kids. So I'm more thinking about that when it comes to dating. But yeah, definitely a guy who's successful, that's a big turn on. I like a business guy, but he just needs to be more successful than me. If a guy's hustle is less than mine, definitely a turn off.
Okay, so from the outside looking in, I follow you. And nowadays, everybody's social media presence says a lot about them. You can kind of tell whether you want to date somebody or not just based on their social media presence.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, if you see a guy that's partying every weekend, that's getting drunk, that's, this and that, different girls, you probably don't want to date that guy.
Yeah.
And same with girls. If you see a girl that's doing the same thing, you probably don't want to date that person. So me from the outside looking in, when I look at your profile, I'm like, oh damn, okay, I need to have some money to date this woman.
Mm-hmm.
But that could be, that could be misleading too, because when I look at your profile, I see your beautiful get-ups, which is amazing. You stay glammed up, dolled up, on point. And then I see you at different restaurants.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's gonna discourage a lot of men. I think honestly, it might be a good thing too, because it filters all the guys you don't want.
Yeah. That's definitely true, for sure.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, no broke boys.
Yeah.
So I think but here's the other thing, guys, and I know this because I know her personally, like 80% of those dinners she's paying for. You know what I'm saying? So I think that, I was getting back to the social media thing. I think you're filtering out the guys you don't want, and social media can be really deceiving. I mean, so like, what if the guy's making the same that you're making? Is that okay? Or, are you okay with that?
So I definitely agree with you as far as social media can be fake. People are definitely just only going to show you the good parts of their life. They're not going to show you the bad on social media.
Mm-hmm.
So not all the time it's good to judge somebody just off social media, because a lot of people lie. Trust me, I've met people where on social media they're flexing cars, they're flexing this. They end up, living in a room having a bunch of roommates,
Holy
rental
shit.
cars. They're not even their cars, so definitely not. You can still see a guy who likes to act rich on the gram but isn't actually rich. So, I feel like that's fake sometimes. So, but definitely you still can get a vibe from the social media, what they're posting, a little bit about their personality. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion, but just for me, I know what works for me personally. I
Right.
do not like to date a guy, like I said, that doesn't have even more hustle and ambition than I do. I want a guy who's going to inspire me to do better.
That's right.
I definitely want my guy to be able to lead me, so I don't want to feel like I'm doing more than him.
Being
So,
that you're a boss, I mean, you are a younger woman. How old are you?
23.
You'll be 24 this year?
Yeah, January.
Okay. From, from the way you portray yourself, you're a boss and you do make your own living.
Mm-hmm.
You're naturally going to attract older men. What's the oldest that you'll go? I'm not asking for myself, by the way. She's looking at me like,
How old are you?
I'm 2 decades old.
So whatever.
I'm kidding.
Just
That would make me 20.
I'm just kidding.
I'm 4 decades old.
I think for me, as far as age, my cap, I do kind of like older men in general.
Yeah, you're gonna attract older men because you're in a Benz. You're like, you have a beautiful place. You have a good career. You're gonna attract that. Most of these kids, I'm sorry to say it like that,
Yeah.
are not making money like that.
Yeah.
Especially this generation, Gen Z.
That's true. Yeah, it is hard to find a guy around my age in the very early 20s, kind of in the same position. So I do end up attracting older men, and I do tend to like older men. I think my cap is probably around
50? That's crazy. What? Yo, slow down.
I think
You're
like
just trying to wait for him to die? What you trying to inherit?
40,
Got it.
around there is probably, yeah, kind of my cap. I think about 40 because my mom, for example, she's 43, and once you kind of get a little past my parents' age, it does get a little bit weird when I'm like, okay, you can be my dad, and especially if they have kids that are closer to my age, it kind of looks more acceptable to date their son versus them, so there is kind of, and then I think too, okay, when I have kids and I'm his wife, how long is he even gonna be around for?
That's
You
crazy.
kind of gotta think about those things too. But I do like older guys. I feel like really pushing it might be around like 45. That's really pushing it, but I don't
Right.
think I would do older than 45. I think about 45 is good for me. I feel like I'm older than my age just because I had to advance so much at a young age. At 18, living by myself and just kind of having to mature so fast. I tend to have older friends and date older guys, and it just kind of sucks because of my age. Some people are like, oh, well, why are you dating such an older guy, or why are all your friends like in their 30s?
Yeah, they're
and
all
you're
ancient. Yeah.
Ancient is crazy. That's crazy. But yeah, so definitely that's older in general when it even comes to friends.
Yeah,
I
tell me
tend to-
about that. You had to figure it out pretty early.
Yeah.
You were 18 when you moved out on your own.
Yeah.
I didn't know how to. I barely discovered how to put the right and the left shoe on. Like 18, I wasn't
Yeah, I could tell.
I wasn't. Yeah. I wasn't there, especially for a guy. I wasn't there. How did that happen? If you don't mind me asking.
I struggled, definitely. I struggled a lot. When I left my mom's house, it was a day after I turned 18. So I didn't even wait a full 24 hours after my birthday. The next morning, I was out. I didn't even have a car. I was still in high school because keep in mind, when I turn 18 in January, we don't graduate till like June or
June,
July.
yeah.
So I was still a senior when I left. And yeah, I didn't really have a car. So probably wasn't the smartest how quick I did it because I didn't really have a backup plan. I don't have much family here in LA to rely on.
Where are they from?
A lot of them are in Mexico or just,
Okay.
Texas, different parts. They're not really around. And then I don't have my dad in my life, and that just removes his whole side of the family too. So it's really just like my mom, my stepdad, and my two little brothers. But obviously, me and my brothers are really far in age, so it's not like, and I'm the oldest. It's not like I could have had any siblings that can guide me or help me. And yeah, I just kind of wanted to get out, my past family, especially with my dad's side and all that. It was very toxic, a lot of drugs, abuse, a lot of drinking, alcohol, all of that. So I just really wanted to kind of put a stop to that and start fresh. Like I said, it wasn't the smartest way how I left so fast, but I figured it out. I mean, I still graduated high school. I was able to end up getting a car. I was working at Target at the time, and I had quit Target because some guy was kind of harassing me, a security guard. So I had quit, and my boss was actually one of his uncles or something like that. So when I had told
Right.
HR about it, hey, I don't want to make a big deal, but this guy won't leave me alone. Can you guys just switch my shifts so he's not working while I'm working? Because since he was a security guard, if you've been like at Target, they're usually by the door. And so I'm a cashier at guest services, and they're just staring at you the whole time, and especially him because obviously he kept trying to take me out and I wasn't interested. So I ended up just leaving that job. I started car sales, and that's what really changed my life because
Right.
it's commission. So I was really hungry, and I had that hustle because I had no other option. I didn't have a backup plan. I wasn't going to go back to my mom's, especially because, my mom did what she could. It was a very small home, so there wasn't even really space for me anymore, knowing that I had two brothers. It was like a 1-bedroom home. It was, hard. So I felt like I couldn't go back. So now I'm just like, okay, I made through with this decision. I got to stand on my business and figure it out. So yeah, I was taking the bus for a while I was going to school,
Dude.
working, all that. And then after some time, I was able to just get in car sales, and that's how I switched my life, got my
Did
first
you ever
car.
get those you don't have to do this type of guys like at Target that see you working at, because you're a good looking woman, like if you ever see those guys like you don't have to do this, how much you making a day, what, 80, I got you, how's 100, you never got those along the way? You probably still get those now though, right?
Now, yeah, but back then when I was younger, 18, 19, and in Target, no, I never got approached with guys being like, oh, I'll take care of you. Because nobody really asked, do you live by yourself? Like, I look really
Right.
little, young,
Right, they
so
just thought that
I still
you'd
live
go
with my
home to your
mom and
mom
stuff.
and play
Yeah,
Pokemon.
Yeah.
Got it.
That's, that's wild.
Is there any characteristics that you picked up from your mom? Is she independent as well?
Yeah, my mom's a really strong woman. She's been through hell and back. My mom, I don't even have grandparents. My mom lost her parents at a very young age, and she's also grew up by herself too. She didn't really have much family support, so she had to do everything by herself. She was a single mom, taking care of me, my brothers. She went through a lot, and it inspired me that if she went through a lot of bad stuff, I was able to get through it too. She also kind of had an abusive father, you know, alcoholic as well, similar to what I had. So she inspired me that she was able to still be okay after all of that. So definitely my mom showed me how to be a Wonder Woman.
That's what's
She's
up.
definitely Superwoman.
There she is.
Mm-hmm.
What's it like dating in LA? You hate it, but you love it. You're still there. She's so LA, bro. She posts his pics all the time. I'm at Parrish. I'm at Mastro's. I'm at blah, blah, blah. I'm kidding. What's it like?
Sound like a hater.
I'm not hating. I don't live that close to those restaurants, so I can't go all the time.
It's not that far of a drive.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
What's it like? You get all kinds of walks of life there,
Mm-hmm.
You get fools that are, putting up a front. They look rich, but they're not.
Mm-hmm.
What's it like? I know it's different.
Yeah, it is different. I absolutely hate dating in LA. Like, the men are just menaces in LA. It's hard to find somebody who has good morals and ethics and is just a good person overall. Yeah, you can find rich guys in LA easy.
Cause I see both sides of you. I see like a party girl, and I see like you're down to be a housewife type girl.
So don't get me wrong, I like to have fun every now and then, but I do like the classier side of stuff. I like going to restaurants. That's like my favorite hobby is getting all dressed out, going to try a restaurant, going to brunch, lunch, dinners. I like doing more wholesome stuff. Me and my girls will do like painting classes. We'll, go walk around the mall, go shopping, do activities together. So I'm not too much of the club scene. As much recently, I kind of tried it out to see because I know as a girl sometimes you can make some good money doing like bottle service or things like that in Hollywood. Wasn't really for me. I definitely see that I am more on the classy side when it comes to that stuff.
We
I
can
got
see that.
I got
okay.
chewed.
You can just say you're expensive, Angela.
No.
Okay, it's fine. Okay.
I got chewed out in Hollywood. Definitely, I was like, oh shit, it's crazy. I was not prepared for it. The times I was in Hollywood partying with my friends or it's somebody's birthday or something like that, I kind of got a glimpse of, all of that. And I knew the guys especially, it was really terrible. But when I worked in it, that was really different. I really got to get firsthand experience of just how everything is in Hollywood, the people that working in.
What did you do working there?
So I was doing hookah girl. So
Oh, okay.
I was a representative for like hookah.
Yeah.
I was doing all that stuff at the clubs, selling hookah. I worked for a brand, but man, doing that, you see the same people over and over again. You'll see the same
God,
guys
it's
with
so
like different
recycled.
girls making out with them like every
In
weekend.
public?
Yeah. Every weekend you'll see a guy with another girl and another girl and another girl. It's the same guy. And girls too, girls, you'll see some of them. I'm like, oh shit. So it's something else for sure. It can get really crazy. It just really wasn't for me. I'm not sure if I would date anybody who's really deep in that. For sure. I even tried it and I was like, oh shit, yeah. It's a lot.
Oh my God.
Traumatized.
I cannot. Yeah. That's
Yeah.
crazy. I can't. And I'm a DJ.
Yeah.
I see that all the time.
Yeah.
For me, it's just like it's, I get it. If you're like in your mid 20s and you're doing it, it's like, get it out of your system.
Yeah.
But if you're doing it often, which I see it often with dudes that are my age, I'm like, yo, when does it stop?
It's giving midlife crisis. Like, when are you going to grow up? And I'll see guys that are well in their 40s, 50s, still hoeing around, partying every day. And I'm kind of like, yeah, it's kind of sucks to see. I mean, do whatever makes you happy. Some people just maybe don't want to settle down. And I get it. Today's dating freaking sucks. I don't blame them. But there's a point where I feel like you got to settle down, calm down, and kind of, you want something better for yourself. It's not always about drinking, drugs, and partying all the time.
Oh
You got to
my
have that
God.
balance.
Yeah, when I see guys my age doing drugs and drinking all the time, I'm like, dude, you're gonna die. You're fucking old, bro.
Yeah.
You only have 30 summers left, dog.
Yeah. It's
Yo.
even worse for women because,
Yeah.
women who want to have kids.
Right. So the average man lives to be 76 years old.
Mm-hmm.
I'm 42. I only have about, 30 summers left, roughly, realistically.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, it's like the only thing that I have, like, that I think separates me a little bit from guys that are in the scene. I am a DJ. I am an actor. I am an influencer, all that. But me cutting alcohol lets you know that, yo, I'm business. And I'm going to come to you sober in my 5 senses. And when if you reach out to me, I'm going to respond. That's the only thing that I have on most of these guys. I think that if a guy is trying to date and he's with a girl, he shouldn't be out there like partying, like be with your homies, but not like that. And especially turning up around girls.
Nobody's saying leave it 100%. I mean, if you have a boyfriend or girlfriend, you can bring them with you. If, maybe it's somebody's birthday or there's an event going on and you want to go, you can always, try and invite your significant other. But it definitely should tone down a bit if you're trying to settle down. Like, nobody wants somebody that every single day is out partying every weekend till 2, 4 a.m. It's hard to deal with. Some people say, oh, no, that's okay. But after a while, it gets old.
I mean, we're guys. I mean, I hate to say it like that. It sounds bad, but guys are guys. If you have a couple of drinks and there's beautiful women around, even if they're in a relationship, most of them are going to feel some type of way or feel like they want to do something.
Yeah, it gets messy. Temptation is definitely higher. You know, why put yourself at risk if you're happy with what you got? There's no need to kind of continue too much. I feel like there should be a limit.
Yeah, there should. Yeah. Can you date a guy that's in the scene? Have you dated a guy in the scene? You have.
No,
Look at that
no,
smile.
I don't have an ex that was in Hollywood or anything like that. No.
No? Would you date DJs and actors, stuff like that?
I don't know about a DJ.
No, I'm not saying it
No.
for me.
No,
I'm
I
saying
know,
in general.
I know that, but like, no, I don't think I would date a DJ personally.
What about comedians? You're like, nah, they're broke. Unless you're Chappelle or Matt Rife.
Unless you're Kevin Hart.
Unless
I
you're
don't know.
Kevin Hart. I don't know.
I don't know. Don't get me wrong though. I probably wouldn't date a comedian. I have a couple reasons why, but I love a guy who's funny. That's definitely when it comes under my type. You were asking me earlier, hey, what's your type? You have to be funny.
So that's your type, baby? That's your type?
Yeah, that's my type. My type. Yeah, he has to be funny. He has to be funny. I think my top 3 is he has to be funny, he has to be romantic, and he has to be gentle. When I say that, just emotionally mature and gentle.
What's your zodiac sign?
I'm a Capricorn.
Oh, okay, cool. No cap.
Yeah, I'm the goat. Bad bitch.
Don't ever do that again, ever. Especially on the podcast. We're going to clip that. Please use that as a clip. Please. Add the sound effect, too. Add the sound effect. Insert right here.
Bad bitch.
Thank you. That was amazingly horrible.
It was. I cringed at myself, too. It's a hard watch.
I think funny guys are dangerous. 1 minute you're laughing, the next minute you're naked. I'm kidding. No, but it's true.
Are you? Don't answer that.
Do most girls have a backup? I just jumped into that.
Yeah. Okay. When you say do most women have a backup, you mean like
If
another?
they're dating somebody and it doesn't go as planned, do most girls have a backup?
Men chase women. I don't even think we need to have a backup. You just go outside and
Damn. She got that pretty girl syndrome for sure. Pretty girl syndrome. I need to get some ugly girls in here.
that's crazy.
Yeah, I think most girls have backups. The last couple of girls that I dated, I looked on their IG again, which guys do, and I'll be honest about that. We do that. And they were already with somebody like a month later.
Oh wow.
I'm like, okay, that guy was around before me, for sure.
Not all the time. Sometimes, you know, if a girl just makes herself available, I feel like some women, we mentally check out long before we leave you. Women, we're pretty vocal for the most part. We'll tell you what the problem is and how to fix it months before we actually even leave you. And then we get tired of repeating ourselves just as much as you get tired of us nagging or telling you the same thing over and over again. We're tired of sounding like a broken record, constantly telling you the same thing, what the issue is. We'll tell you, hey, I need you to fix this, this, this. I need you to do this instead. Like, you know, and sometimes guys are like, they get comfortable with the fact that we love you and we're always around. They think that we're not going to leave. Then one day for us, it just clicks. We're like, you know, I'm tired of this shit. And we start mentally checking out. So that way when we physically walk away, it's easier.
That's a thing, mentally checking out. Yeah.
We mentally check out months before we actually leave the relationship.
Most girls have told me that.
Yeah.
I mean, like friends. Yeah, they're like, yeah, I was already checked out like a few months. Because there's girls that are, so that's what it makes sense. It's starting to make a little bit of sense. Girls move on fast because they've been checked out 6 months prior to that.
Yeah.
That's why cheating is different when a woman does it and a man does it.
Elaborate on
that,
yeah.
Papa.
Because women check out, so women don't tend to cheat regularly. So if they do cheat, they already checked out of the relationship. So it's like, oh fuck, she don't fuck with me.
Women don't tend to cheat regularly. So when they do cheat, they already checked out. Interesting.
That's interesting.
Interesting.
Like men can cheat and still love you.
Yeah.
Women don't tend to cheat and still love their partner.
That
I mean,
yeah.
there's some, but,
Yeah.
you know.
No, that's true.
But then sometimes girls want to stay in their relationship, but they already checked out, but they're just comfortable, and then they'll cheat. And that's when it's like, you should cheat.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I like to give guys substance on this show on how to talk to women if they don't, if they don't feel confident, where to talk to women. And that's my next question. Where is a good place to meet somebody? What's the ideal setting? How would a guy approach you in public? How? I've never done that before. I talk about this on the last episode. I'm spoiled as far as being introduced to women all the time. Spoiled. I've never once went up to a woman just, cold and be like, "Yo, hi, my name is Julian." Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, do you come to the meat market often? I'm kidding.
Cuando sales por el pan.
It's at the carnicería. What the? How do you say that?
Carnicería.
Carnicería.
It's
Pinche
okay. No
pocho.
sabo.
Fucking no sabo. There's girls that I find attractive at the gym. I don't see myself. I can't. How do you? How does that?
Yeah.
Has a guy ever got your number in public?
Yeah, it happens. I feel like.
How did he riz you up? What was his riz?
Oh.
Teach me everything.
Okay, you got your notepad?
Yeah,
Write
go
this
ahead.
down. All right. Honestly, I don't mind a guy approaching. Okay, this is crazy.
I'm not writing it.
Okay, I was like, I wasn't serious. As far as a guy approaching me in public, I don't mind it. It does take some balls to approach a girl in person and risk the chance of getting rejected in your face. So salute to the guys who do go up to a girl in person. I know it does take some balls to do that. You risk, for sure. But I think it's all about the tone and approach. Don't come at me like, "Damn, girl, what's up?" Like, that ass fat, or, "Oh, damn, like, you're fire, you're a bomb." Like, there's a way to come at me. I prefer somebody who comes at me in a more respectful manner, more gentleman-like.
Take notes, fellas.
I just think you're absolutely beautiful. Are you single? Do you mind if I get your number? I would love to get to know you better. Oh, okay, yeah. If I'm feeling you, if I like what I see,
vibe,
and I'm the vibe, you came at me right, then yeah, no problem. But I have times where I'm driving my car, guys are like beeping at me, and they're like, hey, what the fuck? I'm not a squirrel.
My God,
Like, they're, hey. And I act deaf. I'm like, I don't hear shit. I just keep driving. I drive faster, if anything, zoom out of there. Or there's just times when guys will talk to you like, hey, yo,
ma.
Yes. Hey, yo, ma. And I'm like, oh, hell no. When a guy comes at me like that, it's already a turnoff. I can already get a glimpse of how you are, how you're going to talk to me and treat me, and I'm good. So I think first impression is everything, too. If you really see me, you think I'm beautiful, and you want an actual chance of something serious with me, you're not going to tell me, hey, yo, ma. Hey, girl. Hey, yo. Like, come on. You just excuse me. Or something. Be a little more respectful about it. Don't call me like a dog or a squirrel.
Right.
Like cat calling you like a damn
What about
animal.
if that same guy that went up to you and was sweet, respectful, he gets your number and he says, peace out. And then you see him walking to his Honda Civic or a smart car. Does that matter? Would that be a deal breaker? Or, this is a better one. He goes up to you. He gets, he rizzes you up in a sweet, polite way. And you're about to give him his number. You're about to give him your number. And he pulls out an Android.
Oh.
You see, it makes a difference.
I'm in the hot seat.
Listen,
I'm in the
this
hot
is not for the
seat.
cholos, because I know cholos have Androids, all right?
Like, I don't want to seem too superficial, but
But the
I think-
emojis look
I
like
think there's just
they're sick.
it's personal. I'm a personal Android hater, and I'm a personal Prius hater. If I see you or a Kia Soul,
Kiss.
the hamster car.
What did they do to you? Tell us how you really feel.
Yeah, I think I just am a personal hater of certain things. So it already just, I'm like, man, what's wrong with you? You prefer Android over iPhone? I just prefer the iPhone. It's just easier in general. That's what I've always had. I started with the iPod Nano, So I just have my preference. And everybody's opinion preference is cool. But I'm an Android hater. And
Yeah, so am I.
yeah, I'm
So
a
are we.
Prius hater. There's certain things like, okay, I'm cool with, but I can't be rolling deep with a guy who drives Prius because I hate Prius. I hate Prius. So, I used to have a Honda Civic. So, no hate to the Hondas, Toyotas. Those are super reliable cars. But there's just certain cars that I freaking hate. And Prius is one of them.
So, I mean, for you, does that kind of car scream like not financially stable?
It's not about that. Those cars suck, man. And
All right. I'm just saying because
They
that's
tend to be bad drivers or slow drivers too.
right. Okay, I'm just looking at it more on the financial side
Yeah,
because
no,
you
not
know,
always cars show how much money you have. There's some people who will drive a G-Wagon, they're struggling to pay rent or any of their bills. So it goes into the whole social media thing. Don't believe everything you see either. Some There can be a really financially well-off guy and maybe he, for one reason or another, he has a Honda and but everything else is good. Maybe he has a house, maybe he has good savings, he's financially stable, he'll take care of you, you don't have to work. And then there can be a guy in a G-Wagon who's, struggling really bad. And I always say my type is more of a generous guy, a guy who just has that provider mindset in general, a guy who just likes to take care of me and is romantic. He wants to get me flowers. It's not about how much the flowers cost. It's more the act. Oh,
right.
I know you can pay for your nails, but I want to pay for them.
Okay, we
things like
talked
that.
about this in a conversation once on the phone. All right, and I personally think and thought it was too soon for this. She says, if I'm dating a man 3 months into dating, if he's not paying for my nails, that's a red flag.
Okay, I didn't really say it like that.
You didn't.
No,
Similar like
I
that.
did not say it like that.
What did you say? That's one of the qualifications, right? That they need.
It's not necessarily a requirement. Oh, if you date me, you have to pay for my nails. What I'm saying more is, okay, if I am dating a guy, I already treat myself a certain way. I give myself that princess treatment. And I already hold myself to a certain standard. If the guy I'm dating is gonna try and lower the way I even treat myself and the life I give myself, I'm not really interested. I don't want to treat me better than you treat me. That's what it is for me. If you see how I treat myself, then come correct. Don't come in my life and try to drag me down, dim my light. You already see how I treat myself, I want a guy who's gonna come into my life and match that energy or do better.
How long into the relationship should a man provide that fee for you?
A guy who likes you and is chasing you and wants you, he does it ASAP.
I gave you a 25. I just gave her a $25 gift card at Starbucks. So
Starbucks is canceled. You might not want to say about that. They're gonna cancel you. They're gonna be like, oh, Palestine, Starbucks.
it is canceling vibes.
Yeah,
I forgot about
you're gonna
that.
Get canceled.
That's crazy, huh?
Yeah.
Anyhow, the white chocolate mocha is
Next
delicious.
thing you know, all up in your comments, they're gonna be like, oh, like
You support Starbucks.
yeah, don't. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Just saved your ass right now.
Chai lattes are the shit though.
We just fucked up some matcha right now.
Low key. Yeah.
It's pretty good.
What are some red flags on a guy for you?
I could tell you something I don't like. Or what I tell my friends is, I always say don't date a guy who's stingy, because me having friends that have some high standards, I've kind of seen from an outsider's perspective that sometimes they'll date men that are flexing on the gram, their watch, chains, a car, but then if they're struggling or they need help, they're not there for them. They worry more about themselves, that they're good. And if you have a girl that you actually like and care about, you're not even trying to help her out or take care of her in any way. I always say it's not about how much money a guy has, it's more about how generous he is. If he's willing to go out his way, hey, babe, I'll buy you lunch today, or hey, babe, I want to pay for your nails, or hey, I want to get you flowers or take you on a date. There's other guys that can be stingy with their money and they don't want to take care of you at all. They just let you fend for yourself all the time. Yeah, it's not good to 100% be helpless and not be able to rely on yourself. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying more is a guy who he can be doing way financially better than you and just constantly never try and help you out or offer anything to you.
What if he gives you the whole spiel of like, right now I'm coming up, I have, X amount invested in my business, I'm a little tight right now. Are you willing to stick with me while I'm coming up? And just, maybe just, keep it on the In-N-Out budget right now and King Taco budget.
There's a difference when it comes with guys like that, because there's some that say, okay, maybe they're a little bit financially struggling, but even a guy who's financially struggling, it's more about the effort that he's gonna put to you. A guy can be so broke, and I've seen guys that have no money and they'll still go pick out flowers from outside to go give it to their girl. It costs nothing to write your girl a card on a piece of paper, just still do romantic stuff like that. Not everything costs money, and it's not always about the money. It's the gestures, the acts of sweetness and romance. It's not always about how much money. A guy can buy you a Chanel bag but treat you like absolute shit and never really be romantic. I've seen it happen before when guys can just buy you stuff, but they lack that romance or being able to treat you right and respect you. So I don't feel like it's always about the money necessarily. It's more about the acts and how they're treating you and the romance. Definitely, I'm not saying that money doesn't matter. It does. A lot of people say money isn't everything or happiness, but it does have something to do with it for sure.
Got it.
I don't want to be a girl having to take care of my guy all the time. You know, if your guy, something happens and he needs something, that's different. That's not what I'm saying, that you won't come through for your significant other. It's more about, back to the thing, I don't want to be doing better than the guy I'm with, and I'm constantly the one in my masculine energy holding it down. I want to be in my feminine energy. I don't want to be in my masculine survival mode, constantly having to worry about you trying to pay your bills or trying to pay everything for you. I want my guy to be able to take care of me. I want to be soft, feminine, and be able to relax around my guy, feel secure, feel safe. I don't want to constantly,
Yeah, have an Adam's apple. I got it. I get it. That's a good point. Now there's a lot of guys watching right now that are human, meaning they make mistakes. Guys make mistakes, and some of them, those mistakes, are cheating. Are you able to deal with that? Are you able to forgive a man for cheating?
Fuck no.
Okay, there's a lot of emphasis in the F right there.
Yeah.
Got it.
Absolutely not.
Got it.
No.
Okay.
No.
He did it once, he'll do it again.
Yeah. So some girls are able to forgive their boyfriend for cheating. I personally, I know myself and I can't do it. Some girls could do it, but I just can't. I can't do it. I feel like loyalty is a choice. I don't think cheating is a mistake. People will use alcohol as an excuse to cheat. I feel like you already wanted to do it. You're just using any little opportunity or excuse to do it. Yeah, so I don't think cheating is necessarily.
I think those same girls that forgive are the girls that like the bad boys, Because all the girls, most girls like bad boys. Do you like bad boys?
No, I don't really necessarily think that, it's only if you're a bad boy you cheat. If you're a piece of shit, you're a piece of shit.
Right.
It's, some people get into it's because he's a Virgo or he's a Pisces and no, he's just a piece of shit.
He's a piece of shit.
If you're a piece of shit, you're just a piece of shit. If you're a cheater, you're just a cheater. It has nothing to do with your race or your zodiac sign. That's just within you. It's your heart. It's your mindset. It's your morals. That's just you. I don't think, is there some stereotypes out there, and is there certain maybe races or signs that we kind of see a pattern in? Yeah, it's possible. But for the most part, I just think it just goes down to how you are as a person, because not every race has their bad apples and good apples. Every zodiac sign has their good apples and bad apples. I don't think it's just like, he's a Gemini, he's for sure going to cheat on you. You can meet a Gemini who's not going to cheat on you, and then there is that will. It just depends how you are.
So I got a question.
All right, my boy got a question.
What if this guy is the perfect guy? Just how you like him, very romantic, successful, obviously good looking. He's a provider. You don't have to worry about everything. He checks all the boxes, but he cheats because he travels a lot. Will you forgive him? Will you stay with him? Is that still a fuck no? Or
Kobe Bryant got a pass. Rest in peace, Kobe. But he's Kobe. LeBron got that cheating money. Kobe had that cheating money.
No way.
Yeah, he cheated on his girl, and she took him back. You didn't know that?
Who did he cheat on Vanessa with?
I mean, it doesn't matter. Anybody.
But how do we know it's
He was
facts?
Kobe.
She said it?
It was all over the news, my love. He admitted it.
he apologized with a $5 million ring.
He apologized with the $5 million ring. Why does it change with money? See, it changed.
No, it's not. It's just kind of like
it changed. You know what I mean? It's the lifestyle. All right, cool. We're gonna divorce. We don't have a prenuptial agreement, so go ahead and make your.
It's not only that, but it's like, where are you gonna find another Kobe?
Where are you gonna find another Kobe? Where are you gonna find another Valentino? It's that.
I think it's more of that. But I don't know. But like you said, you're different. And you could be like, nah, it's still some no-go.
Yeah, but you're
Which
different.
is fine, you know.
I think ultimately it just kind of depends on what the girl wants with that guy. Like I said, some girls are okay with it and will forgive. Personally, me, I'm not sure if I can take somebody serious or marry somebody who I know what he's on. If he's gonna be like, oh, because I have all this money and options, I'm gonna be constantly cheating on you, but I'm gonna give you hush money for it.
Ooh, hush money. That's a
It's
thing.
kind of like some girls maybe see that how what he's on and they're like, okay, watch what I'm gonna be on now. I'll go. They kind of use them back, like, okay, you're gonna be cheating on me, it's cool, we don't really have to split. But then I feel like some girls, their mentality changes, like, okay, I'm not gonna, they know they're probably not gonna marry this guy because he can't stay loyal. I don't think, some people are like, they constantly bring up the whole thing, oh, you rather have a guy with money who's gonna cheat on you, or a guy who doesn't have that much money but is gonna be loyal to you. Who said you gotta choose between
Right.
that? That you, like, come on, guys. There has, just like I say, I try to keep, what helps me keep my faith is I'm like, okay, if I'm a good woman, there has to be a good guy out there too.
So,
I don't fully give up. I don't think there's, oh, you have to choose a guy with money who's gonna cheat on you, or a guy who's broke and isn't gonna cheat on you. Because I've been with guys who are broke and cheat on me.
so there's
And I've been with guys who have money and don't cheat on
there's
me.
pros
It
and
just-
cons to
it-
everything. Like
Yeah.
so there's pros and cons to everything. I've said before, like some girl called me too busy, which is a great compliment, great problem. I was like, all right, so do you want a successful busy man or a broke man or a guy that doesn't have anything going on? It's kind of falls into the same thing. Like it's what you're able to put up with.
Yeah.
There's pros and cons to everything.
Everybody has their things, you know. No, you can't. Nobody's perfect, and you can't have everything. There's some things that I feel like in a relationship you have to sacrifice or compromise. And at the end of the day, if you really love somebody and it's something that isn't bad that you can change for them or put a little effort, you know, if you love them, you can change it enough. And let's say maybe you're not used to being that romantic, but you know your girl is real big on that. You'll put that. It's not something bad she's asking of.
Compromise,
So why
right.
not compromise a little bit and teach yourself how to be more romantic. Don't just, oh, well, I didn't grow up with affectionate parents, I don't know how to be romantic, so you got to just accept me how I am. I don't really go for the just accept me how I am. It's like, if you really love me and what I'm requesting or asking of isn't something bad, I don't see why not, you know?
I like that. Take notes. Ladies, take notes on that one. Do you have any icks on men? What's your biggest ick on a
Men
man?
take notes. Shit,
Yeah.
I encounter a lot of men that are just like, well, that's just how I am. Okay, change that shit. Like, go to therapy, go heal.
But
like,
I also strongly
shit.
believe go heal. I also strongly believe that if you want to find the man the way you want them to be, you got to meet them that way.
Absolutely. You can't.
You can't change anybody.
Yeah, you have to be able to want to do your inner work and heal yourself. You can't come super damaged and meet somebody who's fully healed and has done their inner work and think that it's going to work out. You both have to want to do better. And sometimes you end up meeting that person that maybe you haven't done too much inner work, but you meet that person who has, and they inspire you to do better. You end up like, I've had friends where they're like, man, I met this guy who's so healthy towards me. I feel like the fucking toxic one. Sometimes you meet that person who is good at that level, and it makes you change you because you're like, damn, I have some stuff that I need to work on, some, you know, issues that I start projecting towards him that I didn't realize I still needed to work on that I didn't. So sometimes you meet those people, you know, guys and girls, it goes both ways, where you meet that person that makes you want to do better and makes you focus and see the issues that you haven't worked on.
Wow. And that's why I'm still single. I haven't found that woman to level me up. You know what I'm saying?
But you have to level you up too. You can't just wait to find the woman to level you up. You got to level you up.
I do a lot.
Yeah. No, I'm not saying you don't.
I've said this before, and I say it humbly. Like, I'm pretty dope all by myself, and I say
Yeah.
it very humbly. And I think somebody that you're dating has to elevate you.
Yeah.
Behind every man, there's a better woman, right?
Yeah. They
And
have
I've yet
to
find
add
that.
to you for sure.
I've yet to find that. I've yet to find that. They got to understand that I'm not disponible all the time. I'm not available all the time.
Yeah.
I'm very busy.
There's a
and-
line though, because it's not just, oh, I'm busy. You know, when you love somebody, you do
You
make
make
the
time.
effort. You make the
You
time.
make
I
time.
don't believe in, oh, anybody's too busy for you. You
Right.
make the time.
Right. And here's the thing. It's happened the other way around where I like a girl and she didn't make time for me.
Yeah.
And that's fine, and that's me being transparent.
Yeah.
Because guys think that it doesn't happen to me or whatever the case is. No, I think it happens to everybody. I have homies that are like 6'5", fucking buff and good looking
Yeah.
with money. It's happened to them.
Yeah.
You know, it's also about timing. Do you believe that? Timing is a thing. Timing,
Yeah.
as far as like when
I
a
think
man meets
everything
you.
happens for a reason, for sure.
Everything happens for a reason, and timing plays a big role.
Mm-hmm.
Like we were just talking earlier about a certain somebody, and at that time I was not ready at all. I'm not saying I am. I'm more ready now, but at that time I was not ready. It didn't work out, by the way.
Yeah.
At that time I wasn't ready, which that's a thing too.
Mm-hmm.
Mind you, she lives 55 miles away. That could be an issue. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Distance, is that an issue to you?
For me personally, when I'm in love, I love to be in love and I love to hang out with my partner. So some distance I would really prefer. If this guy is just everything I've ever wanted, I mean, sometimes, like I said, you can't have everything, but I would really look for and prefer to have somebody who is closer to me where distance won't be an issue because I love to be around my partner.
What begins to be too far? What's too far? What's your radius? That's a perfect question, JT. What's the radius?
I prefer somebody who is an hour or closer.
An hour or closer.
I prefer somebody who lives pretty, an hour is still not that bad. I prefer somebody who's like an hour or closer. Getting past an hour, it just starts getting a little tricky.
Are you okay with going to the guy's house all the time, or should it be 50-50 when it comes to that?
I think it should be 50-50 when
Yeah?
it comes to that. I don't want to constantly always, even as a guy, I wouldn't want a guy who wants me to constantly always make the drive out. You don't feel bad as my man making me drive out to always see you. There has to be reciprocation in that effort. You can't always be like, oh, like, shit, that's that princess treatment I'm talking about. Oh, you want to see me, you got to come to me. Like, you too. What about you too?
What if they send you an Uber?
What if I send you an Uber? I mean, what if they send you an Uber?
Yeah, it's a little different. I'm not, like, I don't have to necessarily drive out there and you're paying for the Uber.
Not everybody is independent like yourself, Angela. A lot of women live with roommates, their parents, their aunt, whatever the case is. And that's been the case with me, the last couple of girls that I dated, where it's always been my place, which I actually prefer it that way. I don't know. Is that valid?
I think sometimes if a woman has a good relationship with her parents or her father, they tend to want to keep the girl in the house versus with guys. I feel like the parents don't tend to be like, okay, keep him here in the house. With women, it's more common that they'll be with their parents. But, it's not an issue. I don't mind going over my guy's house, but I prefer that he lives by himself. Just in privacy. And it's just, if I live by myself and the guy I'm with doesn't live by himself, it's tricky. I mean, there's always situations. Sometimes there's a reason for it. I had a situation where the guy I was seeing, his father passed away and his mom was already older. So, there's certain situations where it gets tricky. Maybe the mom could be sick and, he's the only one close to take care of her. Sometimes you want to put your mom in a retirement home. I get it. So you got to just know the situation. But if the guy is just a lack of motivation, ambition to be independent, and it's not something that actually keeping him from fully doing that, then that's when it's a problem. It's kind of like, where's your ambition, your drive to want to be independent? I don't like guys who get too comfortable.
Got it. Wow, there's a lot of requirements for this one. Jeez, this is a tough one. I don't know how we're going to make you look good. This is going to be a tough one, okay? I'm kidding.
No, I think if I'm able to do it at 23, it shouldn't be that hard, especially for a guy who's older.
Right.
Most of the time, not saying all the time, but
a lot of people in your generation, I feel, are very introverted. And I want to say just in general these days. I think the pandemic had a lot to do with that, where it really introverted a lot of people. And you are in a customer service business.
Yeah.
You're very outgoing. You're very well-spoken. You're attractive. So it's like you have like a one-up on people. Of course, you still have to work hard. A lot of people are not like you, Angela Jalen, And I'm gassing you up, so call me Chevron. Whatever, I don't care. But a lot of people are not like that, especially people your age. I always say kids because they are younger, especially guys. Guys that are 23 are mentally 17. But a lot of people don't have that, man. A lot of people don't have that. You should be very grateful that you have that. That's a really good quality to have.
I am very grateful.
You know what I
I'm very
mean?
grateful.
And I'm sure you worked for it too. I'm sure it didn't come on your
Yeah.
lap.
As far as the extrovertedness, that definitely, ever since I was little, my mom used to call me Disney Channel. She's like, you're so annoying because you're constantly just blah, 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 all the time.
That's
and
awesome.
Very high energy. My mom and stepdad used to say that was the sunshine of the house. I would always make them laugh and have the
Aw,
good
that's
energy.
cute.
I was definitely, made the house fun and crazy because that's just my personality. So luckily, I was blessed with that. I know some people that are introverts and how much it is definitely a struggle. When
Yeah.
you're too introverted, it's hard, or don't have that much social battery. I get tired too. Trust me, there's sometimes where I drive home in silence and I need my peace and quiet too. But I am definitely more of an extrovert. That's been since day one. But as far as being good with people, patience, for sure, working customer service or these jobs like sales where you're constantly dealing with people, that definitely helped me so much in life. And I always say sales is everything. It really does teach you how to deal with people.
Yeah, it does. You're low-key a psychologist major. No way. Yeah, you are.
Should I charge for this session?
Damn, man. I think I'm getting more of this than she is. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
What's your fee, baby?
Okay.
Do you have any icks? Do you, if a guy's
Icks.
if you guys like, introverted, does that bother you?
Okay, so as far as introverted, I have dated a guy who is an introvert. I do feel like it could be a little bit tricky sometimes if they're too stuck in their shell, and they're not willing to kind of compromise a little bit. Again, like I say, when you're in a relationship, sometimes you have to compromise or change a little bit of stuff with your partner. Let's say I like to go do something, but maybe for you don't like it, or that it's not that big of a deal. If it is for your partner, why not just to make them happy?
Got it.
You get what I'm saying? So I feel like it's more just about the compromise and the effort you both are willing to put. Obviously don't overstep boundaries. Some people are just really uncomfortable with something, and I get it. You could respect their opinion and what they're not comfortable with. But there has to be some wiggle room between you guys to both compromise. You gotta, if you love each other, one's an introvert and extrovert, you gotta do both shit. Some introverted shit and some extroverted shit. And then you guys both kind of, sometimes it can be a strength. That can either be a weakness and break you guys, or it can be a strength and get you guys closer. Because what I'm lacking in, let's say, is more the introverted side, and maybe to kind of chill out and calm down and know how to relax a little bit. And then maybe for him, if he's an introvert, I get to bring him out of his shell. Let's go do this. Let's have fun and go try a pottery class. Let's, try to get him out of his comfort zone. So I feel like it can be a strength, but it depends on how you handle it. It can make or break you guys.
You have any icks as far as like fashion? Like if a guy has a wrinkled shirt on or dirty shoes?
I think my ick is just more on hygiene.
Hygiene?
Clean. Be clean, yeah. I think it's more hygiene, Yeah, I think it's more if you stink and you're just dirty, you don't look like you keep up with yourself. That's more an ick for me than it is that you kind of dress shitty. I always say, pay attention more to the important things about a guy, his heart, his morals, how he treats you. Because let's say an example, the guy, you really like everything about him as far as his heart and how he treats you, but maybe he dresses like shit. You don't like the way he dresses. That's always something that you can try and help him change and elevate. I always say focus more on the things that you can't really change about somebody. The things that you can change. Maybe you don't like his haircut. Babe, I think maybe this haircut might suit you.
Does that work? This is a real hairline, by the way.
No hair transplant.
Really expensive.
Yeah. But no, I feel like focus more on the things that you can't really change about somebody versus the stuff that you can kind of tweak and change a bit. If it's like style or something like that, you can change that about them. But one thing that I'm saying that I'm not really gonna work on with the guys is hygiene. I mean, we're grown. Come on. Come on. You can't be so
Has that happened with you?
Oh, yeah.
You're on a date with a guy and you're like, oh, shit, I got to whiff from that armpit.
He
made right guard
he's
go
doing
left.
something. He has all this dirt under his nails. And I'm like, shit. And they're like black. He's just, he smells bad. I'm like, shit, like put some deodorant. it's happened to me when I'm on a date and the guy you can tell he does not take care of himself. And if you see he's dirty already in person, you can only imagine when you go over his place, he's gonna
Not
be
only
dirty.
that, but like fellas, like let's just say you get intimate with this woman.
That's what I was about to say.
And you have dirt under your fingernails and you're trying to touch her. Come on, bro. Come on, bro.
Trim those claws. I'm not trying to have you cut me up down there.
Not only that, I'm talking about like that's the least
Say
of
no
my worries.
Jurassic Park.
I'm trying to like maybe like get you an infection or something with some dirt down there.
I don't want to yeast infect your BV because you can't even wash your hands. You got all this dirt in your fingernails. I think that's my biggest ick is a guy that I don't like guys who don't put effort. I'm sorry. I like to be chased.
They say that you don't know somebody until you travel with them. So
oh yeah.
Like that's a thing. You don't know somebody till you travel with them, dog. Like I went out
even in friendships.
Even in friendships,
yes.
Yeah. I went out. You know, I remember I hung out with a girl like a couple years ago. We had a hotel in Vegas. We did a comedy show. It was cool. I don't think I seen her. No, I don't think I seen her brush her teeth more than 2 times. Which is still, she did it, but it's like, me and it's like, come on, we had like 3 meals a day, dog. Come on, man. You little flossy floss or little something, you know? So you're able to see that. And that kind of turned me off because I'm over here like brushing after every meal. You know what I mean? And I try to set the example too. I'd be like, hey, man, I'm bored. Let's brush our teeth. You know? I'm kidding.
That's crazy.
I'm kidding. I didn't say that. But yeah, if you want to know somebody, fellas, hang out with them. And if you care enough, you know, you'll see the stuff that, you know, you might not like or that she's lacking.
Yeah, at the end of the day, the more you hang out with somebody, the more you get to know them. They always say traveling or living with somebody, you really get to see how they are. So I kind of encourage that. And if your partner likes to do stuff with you, most of the time you do get that opportunity. Hey, babe, let's go to Vegas for the weekend. Let's go to Joshua Tree, San Diego. You know, or you just stay with them for the weekend. Yeah,
what's there to do there? Oh, it's desert?
Yeah, but it's more
like a
about
getaway?
quality time. Yeah, quality time and just getaway, peace and break from everything. You go, you know, play some Mario Kart, some Uno cards, activities together, make
so
s'mores.
Wholesome. Oh, look
cook
at her,
together.
guys. She's right.
So cute,
Look at her.
romantic.
She's ready to go, guys. Fellas, slide into her DMs.
I am not meant for
I'm
the
gonna put her
street.
Instagram handle right here. Angela Jaylene? Not Jalen, huh?
Jailene.
Jaylene. Who the fuck's gonna pronounce that right?
Angela Jailene.
Jaylene. Nobody's gonna pronounce that right.
Yeah, no.
I think my friend pronounced it right, but because he was a paisa. Okay. He's like, Angela Jaylene? Oh my God, somebody pronounced it right. Remember? And they pronounced it right.
Yeah.
Wow. Anything you want to ask me before we end this?
No, I'm trying to think if there's anything else we should cover.
Talk to me. This is to give guys information, give them substance. A lot of guys, you know, are stagnant because they don't know how to approach a woman. They don't know what they need. They don't know, you know, a lot of guys don't know if they have to dress good or where to meet these women. Church, gym, grocery store. The last girl we had here was like, you could approach me at a grocery store. I'm like, nah, bro, what the fuck?
She said, you can approach me when I look the shittiest without makeup and anything, then you're gonna love me.
Yeah, she said
that's true.
if you could approach me when I look the shittiest with no makeup, then that means you're gonna love me.
That's true.
Yeah, and I've seen some attractive women out in public, but I
get
don't-
surprised. Sometimes I'm at the grocery store looking a hot mess sometimes because I'm in a rush. I'm like, fuck, forgot the queso fresco. And I like gotta go get something real quick. And I'll have a guy hit on me and I'm like,
It's the janitor.
shit, I still got it. Even like this.
Luckily, that's when I like to hit on girls.
Yeah.
When they're like,
Yeah? You hit on girls in the grocery store, JT?
bro, yeah.
What's your go-to line? I mean,
No, just like you said, just be normal, bro.
Yeah.
Don't be like, damn, girl.
no,
Yeah,
my thing
don't
is
be
like, if
overly
you're a booger, I'd
thirsty.
pick you. You know, I don't say lines. I just say pickup lines. I'm kidding. I don't do that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know how to do that, man. I'm so spoiled by getting introduced to women. But there is,
But don't get comfortable with that. Like, you
I
know,
don't. You're right.
Can't
I
just
shouldn't.
expect, okay, the woman's gonna find me. Like sometimes too, I tell my girls they get discouraged with dating, and I don't blame them. It's shit.
One
It's
thing
trash
I'm not.
out here.
One thing I'm
but-
not that a lot of guys are. One thing I'm not for sure is persistent. I'm not like if I get left on red, it's a wrap. Like I would never go back to the conversation. If somebody leaves me on red, Has a guy ever pulled you for after you left him on red for being persistent?
I don't mind a little persistency. Like, a little bit. Sometimes it depends on the situation. Maybe I just didn't get the sign that you were interested. Some people, you meet them in person, they don't bluntly tell you, hey, I'm interested in you or something like that. Maybe it's just a conversation, kind of leave them on red. So I think it always depends, but definitely it is kind of it's like, have your own standards too, man. Stand up. You can't. I have some guys in my DMs that are talking to themselves for months, and I'm like, it's been months. I'm leaving you on red every single time. It's pretty clear I'm not interested.
Right.
Just stand up.
So like,
And that's not to be in a cocky way or to come off bitchy
No.
in any way. But what I mean is just, have your own standards too. Be able to just read the room. I'm making very evident that I'm not interested. It gets really annoying if you just keep going and going and going, and I'm not interested very clearly. Sometimes men have a hard time reading the room. I don't want you to assume. So
I read the shit out the room.
As far as
I'm
me,
good.
it's better to, instead of assume, just be straight up. For me, I like to just say, hey, I'm not interested. I'm being really straight up. You can't get it confused at that point.
My, I guess, quote unquote game, I don't even like to call it that, is just treating them like a friend. Talking to them like a friend. But of course, letting them know that I just don't want to be your friend. You know?
I mean, at that point, there has to be a point where you show that you're trying to cross that, and your actions have to match. You can't just say, hey, in the future, I'm looking to want to be more than friends with you. You got to act on that.
No, of course. So what I apply lately, and I don't know if I'm giving away a secret right here, and guys could take this with them. It's a thing called the power of touch. And whenever I'm trying to talk to a woman, I'm gonna be myself. We're gonna converse like human beings. I'm not gonna say, yeah, I'm gonna tell you look good. If we're on a date, if we go on a date, or if we hang out, I'm like, oh, you look beautiful. I like the skirt. Oh, I like what you did with the ankle bracelet. That's dope. I'm gonna compliment you on the details. But I'm also gonna apply the power of touch to let them know that I'm not just trying to be your homie. I'm a 42-year-old man and I'm a businessman. And if I make time for you, it's not just because I just want to be your friend. I want to be with you.
As long as you make that clear.
Power of touch. Obviously, don't be a creep, guys. Don't be a creep. Power of touch, shoulder, forearm, maybe the knee if she's driving and it's a good conversation and you guys have a little laughing moment. Ha, ha, ha. Power of touch.
Yeah.
Establish that I just don't want to be your friend, fellas. I understand you're respecting, you're chivalrous. That's amazing. Be all that. But I think that the power of touch really establishes, that, I'm not just trying to fucking fuck around here. I eventually want to be with you.
Let me elaborate on that a little bit, because I do agree with the power of touch. Make sure you're vocal about your intention and your actions match your intentions as well. If you want to be more than friends, you got to treat me more than friends. All of that, correct. But there is a fine line with being too touchy, especially in the beginning. I have so many of my girls that will come to me and be like, he was, the date went well, but he was just nonstop being too fucking touchy.
Well, where was this guy touching them? The waist?
Just
too much?
Just in general, maybe being too, hugging me like 8 times.
Oh no, there's no hugs in this touch at all.
Trying to make out with me super quick and just, be too touchy up on me, my thighs, having your hand like too close to my inner thigh and or my hips or, my butt or my waist. You just don't be too touchy like that.
Fellas, that's not what I was talking about.
There's a line for sure. Yeah, maybe if she's comfortable with it. Always too, we're grown. That you can ask, hey, are you comfortable with this, or can I? You put my arm around you. They like, why are people shy to ask now? I don't know.
We're looking at each other like, oh.
Because it's different. Like,
it comes off different.
Yeah, you don't want, like, if you ask, like, you don't come off as confident or a certain.
Okay, no, I see that.
Yeah,
I
you don't
see
come
what
off
you're
as
saying.
confident if you have to ask. Yeah, once again, there's I read books. I listen to audiobooks, and one of them is 92 Ways on How to Talk to Anybody. And there's a thing called sticky eyes as well, where you keep eye contact.
Yeah.
All the time. Every time, like the whole time you're conversing with somebody, sticky eyes.
Yeah,
especially
that's attractive.
in business, especially if you're really trying to be with this person. Sticky eyes. There's also epoxy eyes, which is when you're talking to somebody that you're interested in. Sticky eyes is you keep the sticky eyes, the got the eye contact. Epoxy eyes, it's like the epoxy material that stretches. You do this. You kind of like when you're turning your head to disconnect, you kind of do this and then you disconnect. You just don't go like this. That's that's different. So that's what in business and in somebody that you're trying to talk to. And
Giving
no,
the Riz right now?
I'm never used to I have no problem with like even before that book, I had no problem with talking to people or making relationships, business relationships. But these are subtle things in human behavior that we have to practice.
Yeah.
Because somebody could lose interest or lose that contact or lose that lead or that deal or that girl.
Yeah.
If you don't, if she thinks you're not that into her, you know what I mean?
But also it could go the other way if you're being too smothering.
Yeah. By the way, don't do that. Don't do that in public with a stranger. You'll get arrested. You'll get arrested. This motherfucker don't stop staring at me, and I'm over here like, "What's up, baby?"
Cross-eyed and shit.
I wasn't even looking at you. What the fuck?
There is a line with, back to how I was saying being a little too touchy. You could be a good guy, but you could scare her off by just being too touchy, especially in the first date. Some guys get too excited because maybe they think she's really attractive and you're really feeling her, which is cool. But you got to be able to have that self-control too. Don't be all up on me unless maybe she's giving you those signs and she's all up on you and she's cool with it. But for the most part, especially on the first date, I don't like when guys are too touchy. That's me personally. I don't like when a guy is just, he will not get off of me the whole time. And I'm just kind of like,
that's another level right there.
I get a lot of my girlfriends that are like, he was a cool guy and all, but he was just too touchy the whole dinner date. And I'm like, oh, that sucks. It gives me the ick. It turned me off. He's just smothering me. And I'm with women, like we're not that comfortable yet. We have to be more comfortable emotionally to start getting more physical with you. And we have to start being more attracted to you and like you before we get to that. With men, since they're more about just the eyes, they look at you, they're like, damn, she's hot. You get excited, you want to touch all up on me. But with women, it's a little bit different sometimes. And so I just think men need to just remember, be a little respectful and a little more mindful. Yeah. Be very demure.
What we're talking about is nothing like that. But it's crazy to hear that there's guys like that. Guys, please don't be that guy.
Yeah.
Don't be that guy. I think for us, it's more subtle, Like I said, forearm, shoulder, every now and then. I'm not going to put my arm around your waist. I'm not. Or if you're being a gentleman, you guys are walking and you guys are walking out of the restaurant, you tap her on the side of the waist, on the back. Here you go. You go ahead of me, before me. Little subtle things like that. I'm not over here fucking making, fucking behind her, fucking popping that shit
filling
on her.
up, grinding up on her and stuff. Yeah, there's subtle things, Sometimes too, what I like to do is maybe if I feel comfortable and I like the guy, he's a gentleman and he's so far in the day, he's doing the right things. Like I can put my arm around his arm, like that, hold his arm when we're walking out or something.
When
like
a girl
that.
does that, I'm like, all right, cool.
She's feeling
I'm
me.
in there.
Locked in.
By the way, when ladies do the arm thing before we do, we're like, we're fucking in there, dog. We're gonna fucking get our penis wet. Fuck yeah.
See. All right, this is shit I'm talking about.
That's all, guys. But of course,
no,
if you're chill, you're gonna play it cool and be like, all right, cool. She likes me, cool.
And most girls will kind of give you some signal too that we're a little comfortable with, maybe a little more touch or something. But definitely, if you come off too strong and you're just all touchy, all up on me first day, I'm like, oh god damn. It can turn a girl off real quick, and you can just mess up. You can lose a good opportunity of just being too touchy. That's something that definitely is another ick.
What about holding hands?
I don't mind holding hands. I feel like that's pretty cute, respectful. I don't mind, holding arm or holding the hand. That's fine. I would much rather hold his hand than he's over here filling up on my inner thigh on the first day. We're sitting down. He's rubbing up on my inner thigh. I'm like, yo, come on.
Fellas, I mean, it's what we want to do, but we can't do it.
Have some self-control.
It's okay.
There's a time for it. It'll come when you want to just rush shit. You could scare somebody off like that. You gotta, don't be too slow, but don't be too fast. You gotta just know how to feel the vibes, see the signals. You gotta just know how to act. It's not really that hard.
Take notes, fellas. Less is more. Is that what you're saying? Less is more.
It depends on what.
Right.
A guy will be like, will run with that and be like, okay, I want to get her flowers because less is more. I don't want to get her flowers on a date. No.
Flowers on a first date, perfect. Is that too much for a guy to do?
Absolutely not.
God,
it's not. I wish more guys.
No wonder
did
I don't
that.
get any callbacks. Damn.
I wish more guys did that. It doesn't.
Flowers on a first date for me, it's just like
It's intense.
it's intense.
Mm.
Like this, you're getting the guy's POV right now, Angela.
Yeah. It's like,
Flowers on a first date is very intense. I'm stating that stamp where I really want to be with you, and I don't know if I really want to be with you because you don't get to know somebody till even after a year. You don't know somebody fully even after dating them for
So
a
you're not
year.
gonna get a girl flowers until you fully know her and you fully are
Until
sure?
I really like her. The last girl that I was talking to,
How long did it take you?
about 2 months to get her flowers. 2 months for sure.
think about it. You like to be walking around on a first date with a bouquet of flowers. You walk into a restaurant with
Yes.
She's like, yeah, I want that.
Yeah, yes. It's romantic, chivalrous, it's cute. I'm a flower girl. Some girls maybe just don't like flowers, but I love flowers, and I think it's a very small, sweet gesture, very respectful, gentleman, sweet, to just, you could stop by even Trader Joe's. It doesn't even have to cost more than $10.
Angela,
Nobody.
people want the beautiful edible arrangement flowers.
No,
No,
nobody's-
people want those box, the box
It
flowers,
doesn't have to be a buchon on the first date.
the buchona picture.
I'm not
with the-
complaining if it is.
Post buchona picture. Post buchona picture right here with the
Yeah.
flowers, dog. She's like this, and the guy's in the back with the empty wallet. Like,
No. It's more about the gesture. It could be something small. I've had guys where they'll take me on a date. They even just bring a single rose, and that's cute. It's just about the fact that the gesture, what flowers is. When a guy gives you flowers, the romance behind it, the sweetness behind it. Trust me, it goes a long way. They don't have to be huge.
How about how
flowers.
they give it to you? Is that a big deal? Is that like
What do you mean how?
let's just say
Oh God.
you get
Go
into
ahead.
my truck, and I have a truck because I'm 5'6",
Mm-hmm.
and I'm kidding because I'm a DJ and I have equipment, and you sit on the passenger seat,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like, hey, can you reach over down there? I dropped my glasses. Can you get them for me? It's underneath the seat, and you go like this, and it's a bouquet of flowers. Is that smooth and cute?
Yeah, that is cute.
You know what the fuck going on? You're welcome.
No, but I like that. Personally, you get extra points if a guy, I like when guys open the door and
All the time?
the car
Like,
door.
all the time?
It's not that. You got to open the door for yourself.
All the
You're
time.
acting
We're
like it's
going to
such a big
Target.
deal.
We're going to Target all the time. Because I'll do it for sure. If you're dressed beautifully, we're going to dinner. Yes.
Even if I'm dressed ugly.
Of course. Even if
The
you're dressed
hell?
ugly. But like all the
You're like, oh,
time.
you got to be in a dress and heels for me to open that door.
Do you open the door all the time?
That's crazy.
Not all the time.
like I'm a gentleman. Like if we're walking to my car and your door happens to be before mine, I'll open it.
There you go.
But like if we're coming on my side, like nah, you go around and you open your shit and I get on my side. But when
Okay,
I'm on a date,
JT, that sounded. I don't think that sounded a little aggressive. You're like, but if you're close to your door, just open your own shit.
No, yeah, like if we're walking and your door is on this side, yeah, I'll open it in here.
Hey, a guy
Got
who's
it.
into you and if he's just naturally a gentleman and respectful, if he ever gets the opportunity to do it, he'll do it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying I'm not a gentleman. I think I'm a gentleman. It's
Yeah.
just, I'm not gonna go around my car and be like, no, wait.
Right.
Here, get in. Like, no.
I see what you're saying.
She's not buying it.
No, I see what you're saying, though. Yeah, to each his own.
But I already showed you what I do. I roll out the red carpet.
Obviously, I'm not doing too much.
I roll out the red carpet with hot Cheetos.
You're right. We did do that video.
We did a skit where
He rolled out a red
I rolled
carpet
out
for
the
me
red
and
carpet.
hot Cheetos.
hot Cheetos
How
on
to
the end
catch
of
a
the table.
Latina.
How to catch a Latina. I do that all the time.
Because remember that trend that was going around when people were hopping over the car roof to open the door?
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
that's
did that
yeah.
trend. Angela Jalen, you were amazing. Anything else you want to say before we close out? Any tips you want to give guys last minute?
I felt like I gave a couple good
You
tips,
dropped
but
some
just
gems on us tonight.
bring back the romance. I miss the old school love. They don't make that love no more, and I definitely miss when men were more gentleman-like and more romantic. I get it. Men are gonna say, "Oh, but women too." Yeah, I'm not saying it's only men. There's women too. I get it. Like I said, there's bad apples in everything, in every part. But I wish we can bring out the men. It's always
The
it's-
90s R&B love.
that love where we actually used to love each other, man. I feel like people
Yeah.
don't love each other no more. We don't. The effort's lacking. The love is lacking. The respect.
Everybody
is
thinks they have
lacking.
options because of social media, but that's a whole nother. Can of
Yeah,
worms.
let's get into that. That's for everybody thinks they have options because of social media. That's another thing. Social media makes you think you have so much options, and people will think, oh, the grass is greener on the other side. And sometimes the grass is greener where you water it.
Ooh.
Sometimes you need to look at what you're doing, on both ends. It's way better than the options, and it happens a lot with guys because they see they, like I said, they always just look with their eyes, right? And they see all these bomb girls on IG. They get mad, or maybe they're having a rough patch with their girl. They leave her. They think the grass is greener on the other side. They go, and then next thing you know, they come back like, shit, nobody loved me and cared about me like you. Like, you should have, instead of putting all that effort trying to get somebody new, why didn't you put that effort into me?
Yeah, fellas. Most girls are like a BMW. They're beautiful on the outside, but they run shitty. The inside is horrible. Yeah. No? Okay. It just sounded good in my head.
Yeah, men too, though. Let's take it easy on the girls.
Yeah.
Men too.
Men too. Yeah, there's a lot of fly-looking men that have no substance, nothing to offer.
Yeah.
It's on both sides.
Like how Kanye West says, wait a couple months and you go see, never find nobody better than me.
Oh,
That's what Kanye West says in that song, the Heartless song. I love that song. But yeah, I think sometimes, not all the time. I'm not saying all the time, if somebody's treating you shitty or that person is not a good person, to just thug it out and, try to fix it. Sometimes things are just not fixable, especially if the person doesn't want to change. I do believe, have standards and know when to walk away. And I think sometimes too, I think a tip for the ladies, look at his effort as a reflection of his interest in you.
Yeah, because if he wanted to.
He would. And
Damn.
there's a lot of girls, and I'm guilty of it. We tend to make excuses for men. Oh, he doesn't get me flowers because of this. Oh, he doesn't do this for me because of this. Oh, he doesn't really see me because of this. Or, don't make too much excuses for guys. A guy who is really into you, he's going to show it. He's going to act on it. He's not only going to tell you, but he's going to act on it. Because some guys, they will string you along, breadcrumb you, and just tell you, I am interested in you. But the actions don't show a reflection of what he's telling you. Don't only just take what he says. See how he actually treats you. That's more important to me, especially a person with trust issues and, has gone through their fair share of shit in the past. It's more about actions for me. So don't buy everything somebody says. And that goes both ways, not even just for women, for men too. It's a reflection.
No, go ahead.
Don't get too excited now. I'm just saying both ways to pay attention to the actions over words.
Right.
Sure.
All right, guys. You're probably watching this pod right now going with the little, you have the explosion head emoji right now because of all she said. Let's just keep it simple. Be cool, be sweet, be loyal, be chivalrous, and do unto others as you want unto you, okay? Really simple. I'm trying to keep it simple for the guys because we like to dumb it down for the guys. We're not as smart as you guys.
That facts.
Yeah, girls are way smart. I'll give you that. I was with my 2-year-old niece yesterday. She's doing stuff that my son wasn't doing at 4.
Yeah, women tend to kind of mature and advance a little quicker than men.
For sure.
But there is still men who are older and still immature, and there's still women who are older and still immature. Just depends on if you want to grow.
Well, fellas, if you want a shot with Jalen, good luck.
Let's not throw that out there. Yeah, let's not throw that.
Jalen.
This is not Love Island. We're not putting me up for bait here.
Angela, Jaylene, not Jalen, thank you so much for taking time from your busy schedule for stopping by today. This pod is called She's Not That Into You with your host, JValentino and Angela. Thank you so much.
We need to do a female version of He's Not That Into You. Signs of how he's not that into you. We should work on that.
That's all you right there. That's all you because you know exactly what you want. And we see that. Okay, we're a little scared actually.
I think it's good to vocalize about what you want because then it gets the people who are not willing to
filters them out.
Filters them out. Don't be shy to, say what you want, what you expect, your standards. I have no problem when guys tell me, oh, your standards are too high. Shit, no problem because the guy behind you said light work.
Damn, boy,
Yeah,
this girl has way too much game for me.
No, because
I'm gonna call you a Risley Bear because
No,
you have
because
a lot of it.
I tell my girls, same thing as the whole, oh, if he wanted to, he would. I always say, you're not asking for too much. You're asking the wrong guy. Sometimes what you're asking for, you're like, if you know for a fact what you're asking for is not even, you're not doing too much. And even if you are, shit, that's what you want. There's got to be somebody who's going to match it. Don't stop. Don't settle. Keep your standards firm. You deserve it. And be comfortable with yourself. Love yourself first. Be cool with yourself. And if somebody's able to just add value to your life and elevate it, then cool. But I stand on my business as far as my standards. I love when a guy says, "Oh, your standards are too high, or you're asking for too much." Then go find less. Shit, the guy behind you, like I said, he said, "Oh, that's it." Like sometimes you tell a guy, "Hey, I require this, or I want this, or I expect this." You want too much. Like some guys don't want a girl who has certain expectations, and it's cool. They usually go for a girl who maybe isn't as tough on them and doesn't expect much. I always say that sometimes they don't go for better, they go for easier.
Ooh.
And it's yeah,
That's true,
sometimes
yeah.
a
We love
guy to
easier.
avoid accountability. No, yeah, a guy to avoid changing or growing or to take accountability, he rather run to women who won't hold him accountable and are easier to deal with than a woman who is having him grow or change. He rather just go to easier than better. So sometimes I tell my girls, don't take it personal. It's not always he's going to better. He's just going to easier. But stand on your business, on your standards, both men and women. There's going to be somebody out there, don't lose faith, that, is willing to match your energy. And also, too, just like if you think you're a good person, there has to be a good person out there. I know sometimes it's hard, and especially today's generation, to get discouraged, but there's somebody out there for you.
Angela, you were the perfect guest for this pod. Thank you so much. That was a lot, and
Yeah.
that was very insightful.
Cool.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, of
Give it
course.
up for Angela
Thank you
Jaylene,
for
ladies
having
and
me.
gentlemen. Thank you for stopping by.
Yeah, of course.
Let's go.
Bye.